If I asked you, have you ever had a job that you could not fail? Everybody here would say, of course I have. If I asked you, have you ever had a job that you could not fail because it would have cost someone's life? Everybody here would say no. So today I'm going to tell you about just such a team that I would call a no-fail organization.
Rear Admiral Scott Moore is one of the Navy SEALs' most elite leaders.
I'm Scott Moore. I spent over 30 years in the Navy SEALs at all levels of leadership. And I know what it takes to have an organization perform its best. But ultimately, leadership is going to solve or create every one of your issues. You start with the solution if you're doing it. And if you don't lead, that team is unled. You're going to be counting on luck, a couple one-offs, some really skilled individuals. It's a bunch of individuals doing good things that happen to belong to a group. And if I'm a senior executive or boss, I feel much better when I know I have very solid leadership guiding my train. Okay? That's how we accomplish our missions.
From the mountains of Afghanistan to briefings in the Oval Office, Moore is the man our leaders trusted when failure was not an option.
The thing you want in that team, no matter how long it takes to get there, is this tight cohesiveness that evolves into the most critical thing you can have in a team, and that is trust. I want you to think about that parachute jump. They're standing on the ramp. They're thinking, some of us may not come home tonight. And they're looking up and down the line, 25 guys, and what do you think gets them to jump? It isn't just they're a bunch of weirdos who want to go do something like this. My wife may disagree. It's actually that they trust each other. And that trust gives them the confidence that they're way stronger as a group than they are an individual. And some of these guys are amazing operators, but they can't do it without the rest of the team, and they know it. And that trust means that they trust each other with their lives. Now that's the extreme level of trust, I know. But that is what comes after leadership.
Moore understands the importance of leadership and cohesiveness like few others can. Having led SEAL teams through more than 2,000 extreme high-stakes missions during the marquee moments of our nation's history, like the daredevil hostage rescue of Captain Richard Phillips.
I'll tell you my personal experiences from a no-fail mission, flying over into Somalia off the waters to jump in to save Richard Phillips. I was a senior guy. And I will tell you there's pressure like you would not believe. We had briefed the president, we were in the air, and I knew without a doubt as a senior commanding officer that we had to come back with Richard alive. What's more important is I actually had this incredible sense of calm. And the reason why was because I actually knew without a doubt that I had the most skilled team in the world with the highest probability of success with me. So here's your takeaway. How did I know that? Because of the formula. When you force leadership and people actually have leadership that works, everything falls into place. The second thing is we had a team focus. The team, if it's any organization at all, it's a team. And that team has to be more valuable than any individual, and everyone has to understand that. But the third thing is you've got to have a culture, because the culture is what carries you for years. People show up, they know that they're at a place of excellence. It's started by leaders, but it's driven by all the employees that have to believe in it and have buy-in. And it's a culture of excellence and responsibility placed upon each and every person to do their job when they encounter it. But I can't tell each corporation exactly what works for them. What I can tell them is, under the harshest conditions, with the most urgent need for success, with the threat of life and death, I can tell them what I saw that raised the bar and produced organizations as good as they could humanly be.